This is Sunset News, the show that brings you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Diana Master. In the news tonight, 70 hostel boys at the Fintech High School have been left without water after the municipality indicated earlier today that their account has not been paid and water will be closed off. According to information received, they don't know what amount is outstanding. 7 other schools in Fintech will also be left without water due to non-payment. The city of Fintech has not yet responded to questions. In our next story, economic activists Michael Amushelelo and Dimbulukeni Nauyoma led a group of protesters who are demanding the nationalization of the country's natural resources and its banks. The protesters headed to Parliament, the Bank of Namibia, the Mines Ministry and the Namibia Stock Exchange to hand over petitions. Let's have a look.
You are part of this demonstration. Can you tell us why are you part of this? Why are you supporting this demonstration?
No, because I believe in what they are fighting for. It's simple as that, which is the nationalization of minerals in Namibia. But what they are really asking for is participation in the benefits of those minerals. And I don't think it's an unfair call, really. It's a call that all Namibians should accept. That you can see, there are not so many today, but sooner or later, they all stand up in Namibia and will have something to deal with on our hands. So protests like this must be expected, especially in the context of our constitutional democracy. This is normal. More should be expected, especially since poverty is rising, unemployment is going up. So the youth, you can see really, the youth should be somewhere else enjoying their lives, but they have no choice but to come to the picket lines, and they have a right to do so in terms of the Namibian constitution.
Now, Henties Bay resident Edmund de Klerk was found not guilty of 3 counts of rape, 1 count of kidnapping and 1 count of assault in the High Court in Fintech today. De Klerk was accused of raping his ex-girlfriend in June 2018. The complainant alleged that de Klerk threatened her with a knife and took her to the Henties Bay soccer stadium where he raped her twice. They then went to a friend's house and slept on a mattress on the floor, and she alleges that he once again raped her that night. De Klerk was also charged with 1 count of assault with direct intent, as well as 1 count of assault by threat. On the count of assault with direct intent, de Klerk was also found not guilty. He was only found guilty of assault by threat. Moving right along, Christy Kilda from the Survey Warehouse shares statistics of urbanization and gives background on the survey conducted for the impact of COVID-19 by the Namibian Employers Federation and Skills Initiative for Africa. Now, in our story of the day, we take a look at the city of Windhoek launching their waste buyback center. But first, a quick ad break.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia as we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and Oneuptwo.com, as well as broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
Getting into our story of the day, Yolanda Nell was at the launch of the City of Windhoek's Waste Buyback Centre, funded by the European Union to the value of more than 36 million Namibian dollars. This project will strengthen its waste management system, with household and industrial waste continuing to grow. Let's have a look.
My name is Valeria Dango, grade 9. I am representing the Espany Environmental Club. I am going to give a very short speech about cleanliness. Cleanliness is a major part that presents you the most. Cleanliness is not only a necessity, but it can also become a habit. A responsible person is also a clean person. By adapting cleanliness in our homes and surroundings, we'll contribute to building a healthy nation. Cleanliness promotes mental clarity, and physical cleanliness is a must. Some advantages of being clean are: it makes you feel proud and fresh, it presents you, it boosts up your confidence, it protects you against harmful bacterial infections. Disadvantages of being clean are: it kills some germs which are healthy and which protect you from sicknesses.
Our partnerships recognizes that we are part of the United Nations Agenda 2030, in line with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the UN Agenda. We have pledged to work together towards sustainable development. In October 2017, our two partner cities also joined the Municipal Climate Partnerships, which is aimed at continuing the tradition of sharing knowledge and inspiring creativity through enlarging each other's horizons and working together on climate change solutions. The main project objective is to reduce waste volumes and harmful environmental impacts, and thus expand the share of recycled waste along with job creation through innovative startups in the circular economy of Windhoek. The project is implemented towards achieving 3 key outputs, namely, number 1, which is geared towards strengthening urban governance. Members of the City of Windhoek Municipal Council and senior officials in Bremen, Windhoek and Durban will become more familiar with policies, legal frameworks and strategies aimed at waste minimization, recycling and reuse.
After the break, we get into our community talk segment, and tonight we take a look at who won the charity draw on Friday. Stay tuned.
Every Namibian, young and old, needs and wants to know what is happening in Namibia and the world. Namibian Sun provides exactly that. We cover Namibian and international as well as community news. Some of these stories are also delivered in Oshuambo. We pride ourselves as a leading source of sports news from all codes locally and internationally. And on Fridays, we bring you the latest entertainment updates and what's hot on the Namibian events calendar in our weekly chill section. Namibian Sun brings you Market Watch on a daily basis, our informative, economic news-focused publication.
You're watching Sunset News. Getting into our community talk, Yolanda Nell was at the Cherry Tree live draw where one lucky person walked away with a house valued at $2.7 million Namibian dollars. We checked in with the winner, Charlton Plakeys, and Cherry Tree founders Richard Hoff and Shahil Morar talk about their corporate social responsibility. Let's have a look.
Start at 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, there's no sound.
Okay.
That's okay. Ah! Colton Plakeys!
Wow. Colton Plakeys.
You know, Colton.
This name has shown up from the charity beginning. Colton has been there. I can't believe
Thank you so much.
Guy. Colton Plakeys.
Giving is better than receiving, and to give it to the charities that I've supported is Morrison and Gotv, which is very close to my heart. So as you know, I've got a Down syndrome sister. So yeah, just to give back to the community. I'm glad that everybody has supported charity, and yeah, I didn't expect it at all. Really, really, congratulations to every other winner, for everybody who took part and donated. And yeah, just for the charity team and for everybody that make this a wonderful experience for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the next years in the future.
We actually realized that COVID was a major problem. It's one of the reasons that we're doing this a year later. Thank you. It allowed us to get a lot more tickets out there, and COVID was something that impacted the entire world globally. In fact, it's to the day, a year later, that we're actually doing the main draw.
Yeah, so roughly a year ago this time, Shahil and I were telling all our fans in the world that the draw is going to be postponed. And I tell you, there were a lot of unhappy people, but you know, it is what it is. So, and at the same time, there's been a huge learning curve since then. And you know, they always say, don't you can justify the means by the result, right? And the result is still forthcoming. You know, we're not at the end. In fact, we are just at the beginning.
Now, in economic news after the break, we look at the midterm budget review. Stay tuned.
Newsprint Namibia is a web offset printing operation that specializes in the printing of newspapers and commercial inserts. We are the leaders in our industry with the highest quality print work and the shortest turnaround time from computer to print and delivery anywhere in the country daily. Newsprint was established mainly as a newspaper print company, but had to diversify its business to do commercial printing as required in the market. We print commercial inserts previously printed in South Africa in the shortest possible time. We, as an organization, also started printing workbooks for our education system and will also print textbooks for the Namibian market. For more information, please contact print@newsprint.com.
Diving into the world of economics, Finance Minister Ipumbu Shimi, during the midterm budget review today, announced that additional expenditure requests to the tune of $4 billion Namibian dollars were received. The preliminary revenue outturn at the end of September 2022 stood at $30.4 billion Namibian dollars. Salary increment and benefits of civil servants will cost the government $1.3 billion Namibian dollars. The operational budget has been increased from $56.6 billion Namibian dollars to $60.1 billion Namibian dollars. Similarly, the development budget has been adjusted upwards from $5 billion Namibian dollars to $5.5 billion Namibian dollars. Shimi further announced that the monthly conditional income grant for former food bank recipients will increase from $500 Namibian dollars to $600 Namibian dollars effective in October 2022. Now let's take a look at the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at $18.24 to the US dollar and at 18.18 to the euro. It trades at 20 Namibian dollars and 96 cents to the pound and 2 Namibian dollars and 52 cents buys you 1 Chinese yuan. Zinc is up with 0.68% and Brent crude is up 0.24%, trading at $93 and 60 cents per barrel. In the international slot after the break, we look at the fire that broke out in a school in Uganda. More on this coming up. This is still Sunset News. Let's take a look at the news headlining the international scene. At least 11 students died and 6 others were in critical condition after a fire in a school for the blind in central Uganda, police said on Tuesday. The fire broke out around 1 a.m. at the Salama School for the Blind in Mukono, about 30 kilometers east of the capital Kampala, and the cause is so far unknown, police said in a statement. Deadly school blazes, which often tear through dormitories, are relatively common in Uganda and often blamed on faulty wiring, although authorities say some have been started deliberately. Let's take a look at this video.
I received a call from the School of the Blind. We went with the ambulance to rescue some. Unfortunately, we found when some have died. Then we only brought 6 who are still alive.
Our team, that is the nearest police, that is Mukono, rushed to the scene to assess the situation and see what they can do. But when they reached, they found that already 11 pupils had already died, and the community had managed to rush other 6 victims to the nearest clinic for first aid. So immediately we started the investigations, and the investigations are ongoing. The bit of clues and the exhibits that we are covering right now that we shall use as part of our investigations.
It's too bad.
After watching such a heavy video, it's only fair that we take a quick ad break and return with the weather. Now, it wouldn't be Sunset News if we don't take a look at the weather forecast. Overcast weather is expected in Fintuk and Oshuarongo, with thunder showers expected in Hobabis. Cooler weather is being enjoyed along the coast, with minimum temperatures of 11 and 12 degrees and maximum temperatures between 18 and 19 degrees. In the sports section tonight, we take a look at the boxing bonanza this weekend. Stick around for more.
Sport Wrap is a weekly English print edition.
The Sederland publication focuses on the southern region of Namibia, highlighting the activities that have an impact on different cultures and circumstances on the communities, as well as focusing on the role players responsible for the economic and social upliftment of these communities. The Sederland provides opportunities to share your accommodation specials, retail specials, news content for brand awareness, motoring specials. The Sederland is inserted in the Republican and distributed countrywide. Contact Republican at synergy.com.na. For all the sports lovers out there, let's take a look at the news headlining the sports scene. Starting off, international boxers that will partake in this weekend's Together as One Part 8 Boxing Bonanza are all expected to arrive in Windhoek tomorrow. The organizer, Nestor Tobias, further said that preparations for the Bonanza have been going well. Namibian international player Peter Shalulile is out with the injury with no clarity from his club, Mamelodi Sundowns, of what caused the injury or how long he'll be out of action. Wishing Peter a speedy recovery. Moving right along, this year's South African Top 8 Cup final will feature two Namibian internationals after Dion Hotto's Orlando Pirates and Rian Hanemoob's Amazulu emerged victorious from their semi-finals over the weekend. After the break, we take a look at the highlights from today's broadcast, just in case you need a quick recap.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia as we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and Oneuptwo.com, as well as broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Allgemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
Thank you for staying with Sunset News. We've come to the end of the broadcast, but before we sign off, let's take a look at the highlights from earlier on. 70 hostel boys at the Windhoek High School have been left without water after the municipality indicated earlier today that their account has not been paid and water will be closed off. According to information received, they don't know what amount is outstanding. 7 other schools in Windhoek will also be left without water due to non-payment. The city of Windhoek has not yet responded to questions. Henties Bay resident Herman de Klerk was found not guilty of 3 counts of rape, 1 count of kidnapping and 1 count of assault in the High Court in Windhoek today. Moving over to sport, international boxers that will partake in this weekend's Together as One Part 8 Boxing Bonanza are all expected to arrive in Windhoek tomorrow. The organizer, Nestor Tobias, further said that preparations for the Bonanza have been going well. And with that, we have come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, Oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on Dstv channel 285 and Gotv channel 94 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am Diana Master, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.